we'll let everybody know that I do have Trustee Pickens on the phone on speaker, and we'll be attending through remote. I will start tonight with a roll call of officers.
Supervisor Ron Alberico.
I'm here.
Trustee Dean Morelli.
Here.
Trustee Greg Bickus. Trustee Karen Johnson.
Here.
Trustee Denise Salvino.
Here.
Assessor Mary Ann Williamson.
Here.
Highway Commissioner Jim Lausch. Absent. Collector Jessica Canaday.
Here.
Attorney Gary Mueller.
Present. All right. Thank you, everybody. This is our Road and Bridge Fund meeting. Obviously, Jim hasn't been called away, but we do have the minutes of last month's August 9th meeting. I will take a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Karen Johnson,
I'll second.
second by Denise Salvino. Any questions on the minutes? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. You have the bills of $101,606.32 this month for the Highway Department. I do need a motion to approve the bills.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Karen Johnson.
Second.
I got a second by Greg Bickus. Any questions on the bills? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Alberico.
Yes.
Morelli.
Yes.
Salvino.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Bickus.
Yes.
All right. Any citizens here wishing to address the board for our highway department tonight? Seeing none, we'll move on. We'll suspense of the highway commissioner's report. And I see no other, I have no other business, or I don't believe we have any reason to go into an executive session. So I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Karen Johnson,
I'll second that motion.
second by Denise Salvino. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. All right, next we'll be moving on to, I believe, our general assistance meeting. Again, you have the minutes of the previous meeting of August 9th. I do need a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Karen. I think I got a
I'll second.
Denise Salvino. Any questions in the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. You have the bills of $7,000 and $7,063.62 this month. I do need a motion to approve to pay the bills.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Karen Johnson,
I'll second.
second by Denise Salvino. Any questions on the bills?
Oh, you know what? I do have a question, Ron. It says Business Express donation under miscellaneous,
Okay, yep.
and I was just wondering what that was.
You know what, that's-
Because I know senior service donation, I understand that, we talked about that, but I didn't know what Business Express represented, or if that was.
You know what, I don't know offhand, I'm surprised I didn't catch that too.
Okay.
Through all the bills. I will ask our GA lady who that is, but I'm sure it's, I'm thinking it's, oh, I know exactly what it was, because we approved, actually, they went over $30. We approved a basket for Will County Senior, not Senior Services, Will County Community Service, for the 35th anniversary.
Okay.
We approved that, and when we bought all the stuff to put in the basket, along with the basket and the plastic, and we put it together ourselves. It did go over
Okay.
$30. So I do apologize for overspending. But that's the price.
Thanks for explaining that.
Any other questions on the bills? Hearing none, should I have a roll call, please?
Salvino.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Alberico.
Yes.
Morelli.
Yes.
Bickus.
Okay, motion carries. Any citizens wishing to address the board here for our general assistance fund? Seeing none, we'll move on to new business. I am asking tonight for the approval of free to go to TOI for the general assistance training. That is a class that they put on the Saturday before TOI starts. And I like to go down there myself with our general assistance people so they can do a little education. I'm asking the three of us to go this year.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
I have a motion by Greg Goodness for the approval,
I'll second.
and a second by Karen Johnson. Any questions? Hearing none,
Just so that you, Chris, and who's the other?
I'm going to bring down the third person that will transfer it or slowly initiating it to the general assistance. I don't know, yeah, I really don't like the name. Certain names of our employees, but yeah, we're transitioning her into general assistance. Eventually, I think it's going to happen in our office. Any other questions? May I have a roll call, please?
Alberico?
Yes.
Morelli?
Yes.
Vickus?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Salvino?
Yes.
Motion carries. The only other thing I have tonight is a monthly report. Again, we had 3 new applications taken out. 1 was not returned, 2 were returned, and 2 from the previous month, a total of 4 applications. We had 3 on general assistance and 1 on emergency assistance at this point in time. Other than that, I have no other business in general assistance. I would, make a motion to,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I have a motion by Dean Morelli to adjourn.
I'll second.
Second by Denise Salvino. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. All right, moving on to our senior fund. Again, you have the minutes of the meeting of August 9th. I do need a motion to approve minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Denise Salvino,
I'll second.
second by Karen Johnson. Any questions in the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We have the bills of $48,934.69 this month. I do need a motion to approve the bills.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Karen Johnson,
I'll second.
second by Denise Salvino. Any questions with tonight's bills? Hearing none, I need a roll call, please.
Morelli?
Yes.
Alberico?
Yes.
Salvino?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Vickus?
Yes.
Motion carries. Any citizens wishing to address our board here tonight for our senior fund? Seeing none, we'll move on. I have no other really new business or old business. I do have one comment I want to just bring up for your information. I just want to pat our employees on the back. We had a situation earlier this, or I want to say it was the end of last week. One of our dispatchers for the bus, we had a resident calling our bus more often than usual for a ride to go to the bank. And she discussed what she was going to the bank with our dispatcher and our drivers. And it was to pick up gift cards because the IRS was telling they owed money. So our dispatcher approached me and I said, right now, call the Cresthill residents and call Cresthill Police, and they worked right away to go to her house and explain to her. And now she knows that she was scammed. Luckily, we just stopped that pretty quick. So I'm just very proud of what our dispatchers and our bus service does and how close we are to people. Other than that, I have no other business in senior. I would make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Denise Salvino,
I'll second it.
second by Karen Johnson. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. All right, moving on to our town fund. Again, you have the minutes of the August 9th meeting. I do need a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Karen Johnson,
I'll second.
yeah, I got a motion or a second by Gabe Morelli. Any questions of the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. You have the bills of $165,478.08 this month. I do need a motion to pay the bills.
Make a motion to pay the bills.
I have a motion by Greg Pickus,
I'll second.
second by Karen Johnson. Any questions of the bills this month? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Alberico?
Yes.
Morelli?
Yes.
Johnson? Yes. Salvino?
Yes.
Pickus?
Yes.
All right, we have citizens wishing to address our board here tonight. All right, please state your name for the minutes.
Bob Lowe from La Vista, 16832 Charleston Circle. I just heard you had a little conversation before the meeting about Trustee Victor's remote attendance, something about that he's in some new business. And with these remote attendances, I just wondered, is that going to affect his official residence here as far as his presence as trustee on the board?
Well, as my comment on that, and that's just my opinion at this point in time with governor's executive order still in place, and I'm understanding it is still in place, that he can legally attend the meetings remotely. I know he does have a work situation going on, and he's doing everything he can do to still attend the meetings and in contact with me through the month. I feel comfortable with it. It's up to this board, I guess, to really make the decision. But right now, there's nothing, I mean, it's above board.
And his legal residence has changed. I think that's the issue the gentleman was
What's
raising.
that, Ashley?
His legal residence has changed. He's still a resident of the
No,
township.
I guess I didn't catch that part. As far as I'm concerned, or I'm aware of, he still has his residence here. And I believe he's buying, he does have his residence up for sale, I was told. And he is buying a place here in Lockport Township. Apartment. So that creates residency. Greg, did you have anything you wanted to comment on?
Will continue to serve as long as I'm a voting member of the township. That's my intentions. So, once I do sell my home, I'll make a decision where we're going to move, but we are looking seriously at the apartments just out of the township building there to establish that as our new residence.
All right. Thank you. Any other citizens wishing to address the board at this point? Seeing none, we'll move on to our assessors report.
This time of the year, it is very busy in the assessor's office due to assessment appeals. The deadline to file an appeal of assessed billing with the Will County Board of Review was yesterday, September 12th. We currently have 31 appeals on the docket, and 2 of those are commercial appeals. We've been handling a larger than normal amount of freedom of information requests due to requests for property record cards for appeals. The deadline, as a reminder, the deadline to file senior assessment freeze and annual exemption paperwork was July 1st. However, we can still accept those applications So if you haven't filed your paperwork for any of the annual exemptions, please call us or come into the office and we can get that all filled out for you. And then our 5th annual trunk or treat is quickly approaching. That date is October 27th from 5:30 to 7:30 in the evening. It's a rain or shine event, so we'll be out there in the rain or we'll be figuring out what we're going to do with the trunks. There's going to be decorated trunks in the parking lot. Inside there's games and prizes. We also have trick or treat and ice cream. And then we have a costume contest that is taking place at 7 o'clock. It's a fun night for the kids and a safe event for kids of all ages. And that's everything I have tonight, Ryan.
All right, thank you very much, again. Unless there's any questions, I'll move on to the clerk's report.
Thank you, Ron. The clerk's office has been consistently busy with a variety of activities such as FOIA requests, notary services, and voter registrations. We also work in conjunction with assisting the public daily with such things such as the food pantry drop-off and medical equipment returns and donations. Our diaper drive has reached over 25 families in need in just August. As we head into the fall, the clerk's office has been preparing for early voting. I've added one more employee to my staff in preparation for the anticipated busy early voting that is for the November 8th general election. At all times during our early voting hours, I will have 4 employees that will be here to serve the residents of Will County. With 3 computers up and running, we will do our best to keep the flow of voters moving and try to prevent any type of long lines or waiting. We thank everyone for always having patience with us during that time when any technical issues may arise and that will be on, through the county if something goes on. We're at the mercy of what happens, so we will do our best. Residents of Will County who cannot make it to the polls on November 8th for the general election may vote early in person at our building here in the community room, and I've listed the hours. We have a couple different times on some of the days due to events that are going on at the building and limitations. My hours have to be within the county's hours. And lastly, as always, please join in on the latest text or email information notifications by signing up on our Lockport Township website homepage. This can be found under alerts and notifications. Additionally, feel free to call us at the clerk's office or stop in. Sign-up slips are available at the township to fill out if you would like our assistance with this. This way you can stay informed on all of our events and alerts, and it's a very easy method. And that's it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Now we'll be moving on to our building issues and reports. The first on the agenda is the approval for a new air conditioner. I do believe I have the information in everybody's packet. I do want to just make some comments here really quick. I know we approved the air conditioner just last month, and I did put in everybody's packet. I believe, I don't know, Greg, I handed them out tonight, I'm sorry. But a list of all the, for the air conditioner, but you don't have a list of all the units, do you? No, I put a list in there of all the units, because he came through, and I wanted a list of what we have and what's going on, because you can't, it seems funny we're buying air conditioners all the time. Well, we do have 8 or 10 units. Right now, Unit 1, Unit 3, Unit 4 is the one that we have to replace right now. No, I'm sorry. Unit 4 was fixed, was fixed. He was able to fix that one, there was an issue with it. Unit 5 is the one we have to replace right now. Unit 6 is 25 years old. The one that's on the agenda tonight is, Unit 5 is the one that's on the thing right now. Unit 8 is the one we replaced last month. Unit 9 is 2 years old, and Unit 10 is new. So we have quite a few areas. Again, this one right here now is out of service. It's Unit 5. Which does the south side of the building, which is I believe, your Mary Ann's offices a little bit in food pantry. I also have a service order from Johansson and Anderson telling me basically, due to the age of the units, customers should start figuring out how to replace old units. This unit holds, these units hold 18 pounds of R22, where it costs $98 per pound if they lose their freon. So it's $1,784 whenever they lose their freon if there's a leak. So I guess he's trying to tell us to start planning on buying all the older ones. That's something I think we maybe want to put a workshop together on, but the issue tonight is whether we should buy the one for $6,145. And that would be for Unit 5 on the south side corner. Does that answer everybody's kind of questions? What we're doing here?
Can I ask one question?
Sure.
Yeah, so then it looks like besides the one we replaced in the last couple of years, there's 4 more that could go on now.
Pretty much.
They're recommending, and they would all,
Oh,
they're all about the same
yeah, about 4,
thing,
yeah.
so it'd be about $6,000 a piece. I'm just wondering, I don't know how this building had add-ons or anything like that. Is this something that makes sense if you were to build a new building to have so many separate units?
Well,
Is there something that we look at instead of,
I know when we did the remodeling in this building, we did not add any air conditioning units to it. I believe the church that owned it before us did add a few in the original building, which were the ones on the side, outside the building and up in the attic, and it's mostly for the offices in front, which are my offices, because those rooms were basically at the time heated from the attic so bad, so you were waking at the air conditioning. So those are relative. I think those are probably the 15-year-old ones.
well, I'm just wondering if they assessed, rather than buying, 6 more, after this one that needs to be replaced,
Yeah.
is there one big unit that could cover these zones?
No, I don't think so.
You know?
You have to, we duck everything and we do everything. And I have the unit the size of a semi. You know, they include the whole building. It's a big building.
But there are bigger buildings that you get.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I know, I've worked in units in Chicago, it's a major building this size that is the air conditioner that cools some of the skyscrapers in Chicago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we're
Big
good.
floor.
But anyway, I think, I just want to I just wanted to bring to your attention, because it bothers me every month to come up with air conditioning issues. And I guess I can see it, we do have, 4 or 5 that are getting old. And they start to break down, they're 25 years old, so. So I guess maybe we should kind of plan, and I will maybe, if you guys want to put a workshop together, or just plan on maybe next year's budget as to try to replace them. When we do our budget, we can talk about that, put that line item in there for planning projects or capital improvement with that extra money. I know that's what it's for. Really tonight, all I'm asking for is the approval of the one air conditioner of $6,145.
You've got a contract with Johansson, correct?
Yeah.
So maybe it's not a bad idea. I don't know if they'd be willing to come in, set up a workshop, and try to, because obviously, like even Karen said, it's hard for us to fathom, but if it is what it is, I mean, if they need to be replaced, they need to be replaced. And if that's what they're going to tell us, then fine, like you said, then maybe we can start figuring out how we're going to pay, for them to do 2 a year or something like that, or 1 at a time, whatever. But I would like to hear it from them if they would be willing to come in and give us if there's any other options or what the best way, like you said, to get everything up and running where we
issue with that, I'm sure that, or we will come, I think, in this contract, I think.
Right.
So, yeah, okay, but, I will try to talk to them, try to put a workshop together, hopefully the next month or so, and try to do that before we put our new budget together next year. Take time before we get a workshop. All right. Other than that, somebody want to make a motion to approve the purchase of the one air conditioner for $6,145.
I'll make that motion.
I do have a motion by Karen Johnson,
I'll second.
and a second by Dean Morelli. Any questions of it? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Alberico,
Yes.
Morelli,
Yes.
Vickers,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Salvino.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Okay, next on the agenda, or actually, back, staying with the building report, I do want to bring up the fact, and I just found this out Thursday, the end of the week last week, the new garage that we're planning on putting together. The city has, everybody in the back, and again, Greg, I put these together and handed them out tonight because it was just suddenly, but basically, they denied our building permit. And the reason is there is an existing detached garage already on the property, making the proposed building exceed the maximum number of detached garages allowed within the R1 residential zoning district. 2, the square footage of the detached garage exceeds the maximum area of the 660 square foot limit. And 3, the proposed garage does not comply with the city's design standards as it is constructed of steel. Now, right away, I did call the city and talked to, I believe his name is Lance Theus. I think he's the head guy at the building department there. And he came in Friday morning and talked to me about this. And after our discussion, we had quite a long discussion. He sent me a letter, everybody has it, but it pretty much says that the city apologizes for that it was not made clear back with the back and forth with Bob Gable. Basically what he's saying is for the brick. Basically the meeting I had with Keith basically said that the size of the garage, okay. In order to achieve the size and total quality of the building they were asking for, I would deem the changes as minor based on the allowance given to me via the special use amendment. It is our intention to file a minor amendment to your special use permit to give the zoning administrative flexibility to allow the building in the larger size. So they're going to allow the building. I consider that a minor adjustment to the special use permit. And they're going to allow the size, which is again a minor just adjustment to our special use permit. But the brick is not minor. I don't understand that. I think the brick would be the least minor thing of the 3 issues. But that's what they're saying. They're saying that we have to have the brick on there. They are allowing us to have just a fake brick on there, and it just has to be in the south side of the building. They're not going to make it to the 60%. But I did go back and forth with them. I did explain to them that the south side of the building is hidden from, obviously it's hidden from Farrow Road. You can't see it from the road. You can't see it from a majority of our parking lot. It's only about 10% of the parking lot, and 20% of the parking lot, which is where the employees park, that can see that building. And there's an existing 20-foot evergreen that's going to hide most of the brick in this building. So I believe, it's my opinion, that it's pretty much an issue that, it's not going to be seen by anybody. It's more harm than good. It harms our taxpayers because we're going to have to pay a lot more money for this building. It's all of our taxpayers that's going to have to pay for it. And nobody's going to see it. It has little to no use to the city to have the brick on there because it doesn't face the road, but it sees it. So that's my argument with them. I'm fighting with them right now. And what their opinion is on that, I don't know if I'm going to win. I do have to say, I've argued with them about different situations that's gone on. I brought up the Park District has 4 of these buildings, not quite as big. Say that, but they have 4 of these buildings that they put up in the city of Lockport, and not a stitch of brick is on them. And their explanation to that was, we did research Park District's garage building and found that they did have a permit issued 11/22/19, but only after they were found by the building inspector under construction without permits. By the time they submitted permit applications, unfortunately, the buildings were already completed. The Park District did build a building recently in Akron that does that. But basically, then I questioned about the permits that they did receive, and of course, the city waives all permits for the Park District. So they basically put up the 4 buildings without brick, got their hands slapped, and didn't cost them a penny. So I asked the city, can I do the same thing? Because they weren't very good at that idea. I'm not real happy with it. So I did reach out to the construction company about putting the brick on the front and the south side, which I think is a waste. I just got this quote today, this afternoon. Basically, it's $17,500. So I think it's a pretty expensive,
Cosmetic.
pretty expensive to put the brick on there for, what's the word I'm looking for?
Just for a facade.
For a facade that nobody's going to see. So I'm very upset. So I guess our situation we have here tonight is a question I have to propose to all you guys is, do I buckle down and go ahead and tell them let's move forward with the brick and just pay that as an extra, $15,000 or $17,000, or do we can, it does say here, we can go to the zoning board and ask for a variance. I did talk to the mayor. He wasn't very favorable at that idea, neither was his Lance. Ben Benson, the city administrator, was more sympathetic towards the idea. I don't know if he has influence. We could do that. They'll kick this thing down 3 months. Or we can scrap the whole idea. And keep our vehicles outside if the city won't let us have our garage. I think it's a travesty that the city doesn't treat us the same way as the Park District. I'm very upset with the Park District, but my fight is not with them. They got away, they did it, they got away with it. They're not allowing us, we're not being treated the same way. I would ask, Gary, what's your take on this? What's our legal?
Well, I can tell you both the legal answer and then reality. The legal answer is that they've given us an option to go through the process. Realistically though, if you don't have staff, if you don't have the mayor on our side, it seems like a waste of time and effort. So realistically, it sounds like it's a $17,000 problem. That is the path of least resistance. But if you really don't want to do that, there's a process you go through the planning and zoning commission and through the city council to do their equivalent of land use department and you see if you can at least get something that's different. So. Unfortunately, those really are the options.
We could just put the 17.5 on as an add-on for the,
Yes, sir.
my thought is I would like to see what the answer is from Ben. I did email him just recently this evening about the prices. I just found out the price. I did tell him I was very disappointed that we had to put a $17,500 decoration that nobody's going to see in the front on the side of our building for no real reason. I think the taxpayers are being really ripped off here. It's the city's taxpayers also that are being ripped off here, and I'm not real happy with it. I will fight tooth and nail for our taxpayers. I'll do whatever I can, but I also think we should get this building done. So
I thought when we saw these other drawings of this sample with the brick, it was presented to us as suggested or preferred, and didn't seem to be like, this is what you have to go with based on size of building. I mean, I guess I'm just wondering why this didn't get caught until all the way to this point.
yeah, again, like I said, we did have a workshop on it on April 12th. We talked about this. I showed you all the pictures. I thought I had that email in your package also. Maybe I don't, where he made the suggestion. Yes.
So, are they requiring the brick facade to go all the way up the building, or just to a certain height?
Well, right now, I got the quote on the building, the picture that we had, I don't know if you recall it, it went all the way up to one side. And just on the, basically just the south side, we have pictures of it here.
Is it this here? Is that, could you take a
Yeah.
picture?
Can you send that to us?
It's
Okay.
not just like a knee wall of brick, they want the whole side of the building to be brick.
Well, that's what the discussion was today. I did, actually, it's funny you brought that up, Greg. I did think that today, I was thinking about this and going over it in my head, and my thought is I'm going to approach Lance, with the idea of just putting a knee wall all the way around. On the south end would be the west side, yeah. South and west, so the back would have that knee wall brick too, see if that's cheaper, because someday, if we ever do gardens and stuff on that side, people will be back to that side and be able to see it. It might look nice with brick. So if we had to buy brick, I would like to do just, the wainscot 3 foot up or whatever it is, around the west side and the south side, and take that off all the way up. If that suffices him, I would be happy to move forward. I don't think it would be quite $17,000. I will get a quote on that first part of next week.
Maybe we can resolve this through negotiations with the building department, the building and zoning department.
Right.
If we have additional costs, we need to approve a variance amount at this meeting to proceed. That question would be for Gary.
That'd be, well, actually, I can answer that question right now. It's not on the agenda, so we can't prove anything. If it does, if we feel it has to be approved through the board, then we can probably have, once we get the negotiations done, I'll throw a special meeting together and we can just approve that and try to get this done before another month. It may take 3 weeks to get this figured out, and then we'll just wait till the next month, obviously. But I'll still negotiate if I can get something worked out with them. And, I will throw a special meeting together.
If you have some phone calls with the city, I'd like to join in on phone calls with them. I have long-term relationships with the building and zoning commission and the building department of Lockport City.
All right, I'm more than happy to have you do it. I hate phone calls. But I will work with you. And the problem is I get too damn.
I'll reach out to Lance tomorrow morning first thing and try and
Yeah, at this point in time, Lance isn't aware of the 17,500, I believe that. Maybe that might sway him a little bit. And he is not aware of the idea of maybe just putting a wainscoting around and including the south side. That was just something I thought of and you brought up. So, just so you know where we're at.
Okay, maybe I'll give you a call before I talk to him.
That would be fine. That would be really good.
Okay.
I guess really, there's really nothing to vote on here. So I just wanted to bring it all to your attention and find out how you guys feel about this whole thing. I'm pretty upset about it, to be honest with you.
Ron, is the reason for the brick, is it, I'm trying to figure out, is it the size of the building, or is it the fact that it's going to be our second garage?
It's just any building, the way I understand it, I could be wrong.
Any
My
building is
understanding of the permit or the ordinances or whatever you want to call it in Lockport, that any building that's built on R1 has to have a certain amount of brick in it. Whether it's our second
That's
garage
everywhere,
or our building, our original building. So and that's what they're going with. My argument, of course, I have two arguments on that. First of all, it is a special use permit. Seems like Lance has the ability to change, but certain issues of it, but not the brick, which is like the smallest issue of the questions I have. The size of the building is okay, we're tripling the size of the building. He has that authority. The second garage itself, complete building, that's his decision to make. But the brick isn't, that makes no sense to me. But they're holding the aces, I guess. Unless we build it without permission and get slapped on the hand like the Park District did.
For what it's worth, it appears to me in the letter that it has a lot to do with the zoning.
I'm sorry, got me there.
For what it's worth, when you looking at this letter, it looks to me like the main issue is the zoning for here. So even though this used to be a church, and it's really more of a commercial type of building, it's in an R1, which is a residential district, which is where, being a former trustee of the Lennox, we have certain rules concerning residential as well, and the amount of brick in residential. So I think this brick part of it is probably tied more closely to the zoning part rather than the other aspects of it.
So is rezoning an option, or trying to get rezoned?
Absolutely, it could be. The one thing that we'll have to look for is to see what their comprehensive plan is for City of Lockport, to see if they had this as being connected at all or somehow connected to commercial. We arguably would have with the school, in essence, across the street. It breaks up that residential part, and you're only a block away from the Walgreens and the other commercial stuff up that way, and the bus barn. We have a better argument then to try to change that. So maybe the problem with the zoning change or a map amendment is that you assume that you're going to delay this then another minimum, probably 9 months, maybe as much as a year. Because you got to go through the whole process, you have to get engineering studies done, you have to get different surveys completed that include analyzing anything within 250 feet of one of the corners of our lot. So correct answer is there a process? Yes. And then it's really up to you guys whether that's time efficient or cost effective.
Well, I will keep arguing with them, fighting with them, and see where this goes, and I will keep you guys as informed as I can. Hopefully we can resolve this without delaying it 3 months. I just hate to throw $17,500 on something nobody's going to see for a decoration that, pretty expensive decoration that our taxpayers have to pick up the price for. And their taxpayers. But anyway, we'll move on unless there's any other questions or we'll move on.
Not about that specifically, but have we heard back from the county or places where we invite the funds that would buy part of the building?
Yes, we have. We're going back and forth with them too. they last week emailed me that they would like to set up a Zoom meeting to talk about our application process and what we need to do. They gave us a couple of times, and we said yes, we're open for that. Actually, it was supposed to be last Friday. We're ready for a Zoom meeting, let us know. And of course, they never responded. So now I'm reaching out to them together, set it up, and say, I do want to have a meeting to talk, but they're dropping the ball a lot of times. But from what I'm understanding, the grant is there, it's guaranteed for us, whether we can use it for the building or other purposes, that's what we're talking about. But it is our money to use somewhere. And it was indicated that the garage probably would fit the system.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions about the building? Oh, I do want to bring up one more thing. I was hoping to have quotes and everything here for you tonight. We did have, I know you got approved bills. I don't know if you caught what was on there. There was another bill for, I want to see it right offhand, for the doors, for repair of the doors again. I'm sure it was a couple of, let's see if I can find it right here. But our doors are old. Again, it's another one of those things, they're 25 years old. We keep on putting Band-Aids on them. And, we talked about this a year ago, and we put another Band-Aid on it. I'm thinking maybe that's another thing we should just buckle down and get new doors put in this building. They're not shutting right, and then we're accidentally leaving the doors open all night. And the alarms go off. And then I've got to get up at 3 in the morning to come out here and look to make sure, it's not a good situation. So that's just something, we're not going to go down it tonight. I just want to bring that to your attention. We're going to have to talk about that in the future. Okay, moving on into new business. I have first on the agenda the approval to set aside $5,000 for bracelet program. I do have Officer Hayden here tonight. I would like her to come up and explain to everybody what we have in mind.
Hi, how is everybody? Good. While I'm talking, I'm going to go to hand this to Jessica and Jennifer pass this around. This is an example of the bracelet that we are looking to start this program here in Lockport. I attended a senior service training, and you have some of the notes in your packet for the course ID bracelet program. What we are looking to do is, our CareTrack system is still in place, but we currently do not have anybody on it. And we have not got anybody on the CareTrack, in a little bit. And when we did have anybody on it, we ended up never using it. What we do find is that we have more people that wander off, that the family members don't even realize that they've wandered off. And so we're locating subjects. We have no idea. We have no way to identify who they are, where they belong, what their name is, any basic information such as that. Perfect example is we have a Lockport Township resident who actually does reside in Will County's police jurisdiction that numerous times wandered into the Lockport Police Department jurisdiction. We got to know who he was, we got to figure out where he lived, we brought him back. The one morning at 5:30 in the morning, he wandered all the way straight down Oak Avenue into Lennox jurisdiction. New Lennox located him, had no idea who he was unable to state who he was or anything along those lines. They sent him to Silver Cross Hospital. He sat at Silver Cross Hospital for 7 hours before we were notified that, hey, do you know who this guy is? They sent us a picture. We're like, oh yes, we know exactly who he is. He lives on Oak Avenue, blah, blah, blah. So we were able to get that gentleman home after he sat at Silver Cross confused and not knowing why he was locked in a room at Silver Cross Hospital. If he had one of these bracelets on him, they would have been able to contact the Lockport Police Department right away. If you could have looked at our information sheet, we currently only have the building reporter's information sheet, but we would create one ourselves. And we would be able to say his name is such and such, his emergency contact is this, any medical information that you need to know, here's information that you would need to know. The other nice thing about this program that I spoke to other departments that have this program is the fact that anybody can have the bracelet. Okay, you don't have to be a senior, you don't have to have a medical condition, you can just have it, that way you pass out in your front yard. And you have to have a allergy of some type, and your neighbor finds you, but you don't really know your neighbor. They can call us, paramedics can call us, anybody can contact us, and we will get that information to them. The cost of the bracelets ourselves, what we kind of talked about, because this would be a partnership between Lockport Township Fire Department, Cresthill Police Department, Romeoville Police Department, Lockport Police Department, and we would of course let Will County Sheriff's Office be part of it. I did reach out to them, I did not heard back from them. Is that we would provide the bracelets, and we are looking for the township to help us in absorbing the cost of the ID portion that goes on that bracelet. We were able to work with the company that creates the ID portion. It is called Road ID. They are straight out of, I think they're out of Tennessee or Kentucky. They're down south. I spoke to them. They said they will give us 50% off discount on the ID bracelets. And so it would cost about $10 per ID tag. And we are working with Romeoville, Cresthill Police Department and coming up with a database so that way, if we have a Cresthill Township resident that, you know, because we all have the same dispatch hunter. So they would call their dispatch hunter. So we would have a centralized computer database. So that way, any one of the 3 police departments can access it. And still keep people's information private. Are there any questions? Anything else?
I did attend a meeting with Cresthill and Romeoville, the fire department also.
Yes.
Lockport Police. I think it would be a good program to start. I know you brought up character track, and that comes out of our senior fund.
Okay.
We would not be able to use that money because this would be for everyone,
Correct.
young kids or anybody.
Correct. That is the nice thing about this is if somebody wanted to buy a smaller bracelet instead of the ones that the police department gives out, they can actually go right on that website and buy the bracelet. I think it's $30. And then we can provide them with a metal plate if they have a little kid that they wanted to have that on. One of my friends said, oh, I would have that for my 5-year-old just for the fact that, you know, they get lost at the zoo and they're found. So.
I like the idea also that we'll be giving out bracelets without the IDs.
Yes.
IDs on it to help make the people that need them feel more comfortable. If your kids have it or your nephew has one, it's like,
One of the perfect examples that they gave was they had a senior that had onset dementia and was like, I don't want to wear a bracelet, I don't want to wear a bracelet. As soon as their grandchild walked up and said, hey grandpa, look, I have a bracelet, do you want a bracelet like mine? And gave them the bracelet. No problem wearing the bracelet.
So I think we'd be able to take the approval tonight. We do have money in our projects for this. And it's kind of like, basically it's a pilot program that we're just trying to get off the ground, see where it goes, dedicate $5,000. I think that'll pay for pretty many of those,
500 a month.
500 of those IDs. The bracelets themselves, I guess, are going to be taken up by
Every one of the police departments and fire department already has the bracelet picked out that they would use, and we can also purchase our own bracelets if we wanted to say Lockport Police Department or Cresthill, but almost all of us have those back with blue bracelets, and the fire department have one that says say Lockport Township Fire.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So, that being said, is there anybody that would like to make a motion to set aside $5,000 on our projects for this?
I'll make that motion.
A motion by Denise Salvino, second by Greg Vickers. Any questions?
Just one other question. 'Cause I think with the township, we have somewhere around 60,000 residents. So if this becomes a hit, we have the potential of $600,000, right? So I just wanted to just raise that and see where we go.
Well, my thought would be if this takes off and this is out of this year's budget, and it looks like it's going to go good, we will, just like we did with shingle shots, we'll raise the line item in the spring when we do our budget. So we'll spend as much as we can this year that we approve, and if we need more money, we'll with it next, that's only 6, 8 months away. So,
And another positive is those plates do have lifetime warranties. So if they had to, they could contact Road ID, or they could contact us, and we would contact Road ID, and Road ID would replace the plate for free, so it's one-time purchase.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I do have a motion and a second. Any other questions?
Ron, I just got one. Do we have an idea about how many we'll be handing out, like right off the bat, or?
Right off the bat, I would go on a kind of high end, and I would assume that most of our triad members would want one. And fewer other residents that may have autistic or disabled children would. So I would say on the high end, 100 from the get-go. And then I think it would be, I know Ron and I were talking about whether we would purchase it as, correct me if I'm speaking out of turn here, whether we would email the company and say these are all the ones that we need, or if we would hand the gift card with a code to the resident for them to order it with Road ID, knowing that the first 2 lines have to say contact Lockport Police Department and their ID number along with the phone number. So,
I believe it was some discussion of getting a gift card.
Right.
So we're not.
and that way, because they do sell ones that go right onto Apple Watches, which are more expensive, obviously. So if somebody wanted one that went under the Apple Watch, okay, the township is covering the initial $10, they can pay the extra $15 for the upgraded version. This is for the township residents. So if somebody comes to me and they reside in Homer Township, I will tell them, here's the contact information you need to call them. We will verify that the person that is coming to us resides in Lockport Township before we provide them any type of gift card. It will be for township residents. We will not deny city residents, but they will have to pay for themselves.
Say that again.
City, I should say, we will not deny any city residents, but if they reside in Homer Township,
In the Homer Township side.
Homer Township side will have to pay for themselves.
Right.
Or
yeah.
Homer Township will have to
Anybody,
have the same deal.
anybody can purchase these. but
Correct.
We will pay for the township.
Correct.
All right. Any other questions? I have a motion and a second. Can I have a roll call, please?
Salvino,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Morelli,
Yes.
Alberico,
Yes.
Vickus.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I am looking forward to this program. I think it will be very beneficial to our residents. All right. Well, I did put information in your packets tonight about, I know this was brought up, not at the meeting, but you had asked last month about the new, what do you want to call it, new law, SB 3789, signed by Governor Pritzker on June 10th, 2022. Basically, this is saying that we have to put together a committee within the next couple of months. We have a lot of time to do this. Basically, it has to be done by June 10th of 2023. So the committee's got to get together, make the decisions on what they need to do, and have a report done by June 10th. And what they need to do is basically have a committee put together to analyze local government consolidation and efficiency. So basically, we're going to put together a committee to see if we can consolidate, or what is sufficient to consolidate, if there's good reasons or bad reasons, consolidate with other forms of government. But we have to do this every 10 years. And then the committee will be will include elected or appointed members of the governing board. At least 2 residents of the township will be appointed of the board by the supervisor, with advice by the board and consent of the board. chief executive officer or officer of the township. Should be chaired by the township supervisor or my designee. Members will not be compensated. They will be reimbursed for any of their travels or any costs that they incur doing this. Basically, after the committee gets together and after June 10th, they come up with their report on what they feel. The committee will be disbanded until 10 years when the new committee will be put together. So I did want to bring that to everybody's attention, that we have to be putting this together here in the next couple of months so we can get it done by law.
And I was just looking, my reading of it is that we have to form the committee by June 10th.
Yes.
And then later it says we have to complete the report within 18 months of forming it.
It has to be formed by June 10th? By 23? Okay, I didn't read it word for word, I guess. All right. Well, we have to put
You
the
could have
committee
both
together
pieces
by...
in the same sentence, but they're in there.
All right, then we have more time than I thought to put this committee together. I thought they had a report done by the 23.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, that's good. But anyway, we will be putting that committee together by June 10th, 2023. The other thing I wanted to bring up, everybody should have, and Greg, I will give it to you, next time you're in town, come pick it up, the audit, Murder Rogers, everybody has a copy. I would ask that everybody goes through it this next couple of weeks, see what you think of it. If there's any questions on the audit, I will have our auditor, Tom Lancaster, come to our next meeting. If nobody has any questions, I don't want to make him come. So just let me know in the next couple of weeks if you think you want to have him explain anything to the audit or you need any explanation. Also next month, we do have the new equipment in place for Zooming the meetings now. We will be setting up differently. I know we always set up this way. I'm going to try to set up a new format so we can have the computer at one side and us all at a table looking at it so we can see the computer and everybody at the table. It might be a little harder for to get the broadcast done, but it's more important that we see the audience and have everybody in Zoom. Now that I think if we get past the audience. The other thing, the audit, that's basically all I have on the new business. Under old business, I do have the approval of the resolution 2022-3, remote attendance policy. Everybody should have that policy in their packets. Basically, I asked our attorney to put this together, and he followed the statutes that were set forth by our state for remote attendance. I don't know if you need me to read it. I think everybody does. It's read pretty easy to understand. We need a motion to pass the ordinance.
I'll make that motion.
And a motion by Karen Johnson.
I'll second.
I got a second by Greg Pickus. Any questions of the ordinance?
I just got one, I don't know if it's a question or just a concern. Under C, I guess it's describing who can actually attend a Zoom. And trustee or elected official, presence due to illness or disability, which understand employment purpose or family emergency. So I guess I don't know if it's worth adding something to that, and I don't know if it's possible, if it's by statute or whatever, but to me it's almost saying that if somebody's on vacation, then they can't attend.
No, that's by state statute. I wish we could. And the other thing that I'm a little I'm not real concerned about, but I want to make a point of that we still have to have majority here. We have to have a quorum in the building, so we can't all come on Zoom. We can right now with the state, with the governor's thing in place, but yeah, executive order. With that in place, we can right now. As soon as that executive order is over and this will take its place, we do have to have, at least have a quorum here at all meetings. Any other questions or concerns? I did get a motion in the second, right?
Yes, you did.
I just want to double check with you. So are you concerned about not including that since it's in the statute, or you want it spelled out clearly there too? Like
Well,
its absence.
Well, if that's the case, like I said, I've been just wondering, you know, we're spending this money on the system, and I understand, you know, because of the pandemic, why we Zoom. And I know at some point it's going to terminate, but we're still going to have an option to Zoom. And I just thought, you know, if there is somebody out of state that's employed and they can't make it to the meeting, you know, they can Zoom month after month after month. And yet somebody, not just me, but, you know, if there's a trustee or somebody who has a family vacation because they're limited on certain times because of kids and summer and that, and yet they can't attend the meeting, is that correct?
Fortunately, yes.
And that's because of the state. Yeah.
Statute.
Yes.
Our state statute, yeah, which if we, it was our own decision, we could add vacations in, but we don't have that authority to do that. Unfortunately. I know we should do that. Any other questions? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Salvino,
Yes?
Johnson,
Yes.
Vickers,
Yes.
Morelli,
Yes.
Alberico.
Yes. Okay, motion carries. Under meetings and correspondence, I did put in there, just for everybody's attention, there is a ribbon cutting in Romeoville, and our trustees are invited to us, and all our elected officials are invited to it. It's going to be September 23rd at 10:30 a.m. I believe it's at this new game place at Scene 75 Entertainment Center. I guess it's supposed to be like one of the biggest entertainment.
I think it's the old Sam's Club
Yeah.
location, however.
It is.
Yeah, it's at 460 South Weber, but I guess what's happening now is it's a big entertainment for the kids. But you're all invited. If you want, if you're free that morning, please attend. Other thing I just want to bring up really fast is the newsletters are out. Should have, I don't know if you guys received them yet.
I received mine.
I received mine. I didn't even receive one last year, or
I
last.
didn't either, and I just did
And,
mine.
the mail did get it to me this year, or this month. So I hope anybody that sees this, make sure you read everything in it. There's a lot of good information and things that are happening in the township.
I would just like to comment that, you know, after a couple weeks, if there wasn't someone that got the newsletter, I have it scanned in to make it available on the sites that I've been going to put out, like when we had medical equipment that, you know, the lifts, and when we were hiring, since I'm putting out on about 11 different sites on the social media, so I can put that out there too.
That'd be great, yeah. And anybody that wants a hard copy of it can always
Stop it.
stop by. We have extra ones here, and we will mail it to you if we need to. Other than that, I have nothing else tonight, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn unless somebody has a question.
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
I have a motion by Denise Salvino,
A second?
I got a second by Karen Johnson. All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Sure, sure. I'm taking off.
I'm here.
Bye-bye.